earlier about that fight with Ray Mercer. That was probably the best 3 rounds of his life going into that.
And he thought he had that fight won. He was just knocking Ray Mercer all over the ring, which people were shocked because Mercer had such an iron jaw. But he took his punches, came back and taught Tommy Morrison a lesson.
Morrison running out of steam there may have put 12 rounds of boxing into 3. And also took quite a beating at the end of that fight, and people were wondering if he'd be coming back.
Well, he's gotten back in there. He's slowly making his career, putting it back on track. This is a major step for him because Carl Williams isn't a pushover. Some people say, well, maybe Carl's chin isn't what it once was, but if you let him get rolling, Carl Williams is still a dangerous heavyweight.
And something we talked about earlier, that big reach for Carl Williams, 5 inches on here. And a guy who likes to use it, set up his jab on the outside as you get a look at the Duke, and he'll be trying to get inside the left hand of Carl Williams.
I always say that if you can't use your reach, what's the point? Well, Carl Williams knows how to use his reach. Tommy Morrison, on the other hand, has to figure out how to bob and weave under that jab, get inside so he can work that patented left hook of his.
So we have a technical boxer against a very good puncher, and 2 guys whose chins have been brought into question, and that's an element of intrigue for this fight. Makes it even more interesting as you got to look at the crowd assembled, and there is Tommy the Duke awaiting final instructions. Good crowd assembled here, and it's a nice matchup.
It is, and it's been in with such big names like Holmes, Tyson, Witherspoon, Berbick. He's seen different styles. Now he just has to deal with the power of Morrison.
So let's take a look at the rules which will govern this contest. In Reno, 3 knockdown rule in effect. 3 knockdowns in a round would end it. No standing 8. Fighter can be saved only in the last round. Only the referee can stop the fight, although the physicians have a lot of input. And the 10-point must scoring system is in effect. Let's get the introductions from Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the biggest little city in the world, Reno, Nevada, where tonight Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated, in association with the Reno Sparks Convention and Visitors Authority, present professional boxing in the heavyweight division for your entertainment. This first bout, the 3 judges assigned by the state of Nevada, scoring the bout on a 10-point must system. The judges are Bill Graham, Herb Santos, and Bert Clements. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, Reno, Nevada's own referee Lane. And now, ladies and gentlemen, man your battle stations, 10 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with red trim, weighing in at an even 225 pounds. He comes to us tonight from White Plains, New York, and brings an excellent professional record of 26 victories, 20 by KO. Against 5 defeats, he has won no decision. He's one of the top ranked and well-known heavyweights in the world today. Ladies and gentlemen, Carl the Truth Williams. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red and black stars and stripes trim, weighing in at 228 pounds, fighting out of Kansas City, ranked number 6 in the world by the International Boxing Federation with an outstanding record of 34 victories, 30 by KO, only 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Tommy the Duke Morrison.
All right, look here. If he goes right here, I'm not going to call it low. If he goes right there, I'm not going to call it low. Okay, we've already had your instruction in the dressing room. Expect a tough, clean fight. Protect yourself. Wait a minute, come back here. Come back here. Lean back. Lean back. Now look. Protect yourself at all times. Any questions here? Any questions here? Let's get it on.
So Morrison and Williams indeed will get it on as referee Mills Lane implores, and we are getting ready to start. There's a look at Williams. He's set to go. There is Morrison, a big hitter.
Tommy Morrison has to get inside of Carl Williams' jab, and Carl Williams has to establish that jab. He has a good piston-like left jab, and there you see him starting it off, Dave, just trying to hit him right on the chin with it.
And Tommy Morrison, one of the quicker starters in boxing, and Carl Williams not a very quick starter. Let's see if that comes into play here.
I think everyone remembers when Carl the Truth went up against Mike Tyson and walked into a punch in the first round. That was it. Carl Williams has to protect himself against Morrison because Morrison, he starts fast and gets right up on you.
dangerous left hook, Tommy Morrison, as Williams blocks that one, and now Mills Lane warns about hitting. And Williams takes a Morrison hook.
Down he goes from a left hook high off the head.
We talked about that Morrison hook, how dangerous he is early, and Carl Williams shaking his head. Again, not a fast starter on the temple.
That's the worst place to get hit because you really get wobbled up there. Tommy Morrison working the body. Looks like he's trying to end this in less than 1 round.
Tommy Morrison not known for distance fights, and Williams comes back with an uppercut. Oh, did he get nailed with that Morrison hook?
Looked like it was a reaction, Dave. He slowly went down, but Morrison still has that power.
Morrison still an intense offensive fighter. Tries to get the right uppercut working. Never has been all that much with the right hand. Takes an uppercut by Williams.
See, that's not Williams' fight to stay so close. He's got to back up and establish that left jab. Looks like he's complaining to the ref, but he shouldn't look at Mills Lane. Look at Morrison.
Maybe he was getting inside to try and smother the hook.
Carl seems a little slow right now. It seems like he's still got a little cobwebs from that shot off the temple, eye off the head.
And he's not in this fight yet. He's not all the way recovered. As we pass the 2-minute mark in the round now, Williams in a left hook exchange got 2 and took 1.
Now all of a sudden Williams seems like he's got his second wind already. He's up on his toes, and now he's pumping his left jab instead of just pawing it.
He's back. He's had that minute or so to recover from the early bomb by Morrison. And Morrison again with the hook. Williams with a right hand. It's a shootout early.
Morrison just missed a home run left hook, but Williams is back because he was just able to pull his head back. If he was still dazed, he would have taken that punch flush.
Morrison does not get cheated with any of these left hooks. They're thrown very well. He's got an excellent technique in his hook. But Williams also sees some openings for himself, and he goes for it.
Carl Williams a little sloppy with that left he threw, but Morrison didn't capitalize on it.
So Morrison and Williams come to the end of an explosive opening round. There's been a knockdown, and we're just getting started. Morrison and Williams.
Back in focus, right? Listen to me. I want to see that jab. Keep him out in the center of that ring. You understand me? Okay? If he gets past your jab, you make him pay the price with the right hand. You understand me?
Tommy Morrison has a lot of power left hook, but here he ducks down and he brings it up high against the tall Williams. Right near the temple, Williams goes down slow. Caught him right on the button, though. There you see Morrison. Smart thing. He comes down under, comes up with the left hook. Carl Williams right on top of him. Shouldn't have been that close. Williams has his left a little bit too low.
Second round, Williams and Morrison. The early knockdown by Morrison. Williams, hands were down. Caught the shot by Morrison. The left hook has been Tommy Morrison's money punch. And now Williams trying to get it going with the jab.
Davies also got his feet working with the jab. He's jabbing, backing up, making Morrison come toward him. And that should help Carl if he can throw that right hand down the middle. Hasn't really thrown the right hand yet, just trying to establish that left jab.
Williams does have a pretty good one when he puts it behind his jab and gets his momentum going forward. Mills Lane very busy so far on the inside, getting them to break themselves, and now Morrison ducking low and trying to get close again.
Well, you know, he's in close and he's not throwing a lot of punches, which surprises me. He's got past the first obstacle, past that left jab, right up on the chest of Carl Williams, but it's not doing anything. It's just giving Carl Williams a chance to get into his rhythm with the left jab.
And the uppercut is there for Williams with Morrison coming in.
I think Carl might be a little leery after getting tagged so close. I think right now he's doing a good job of tying him up and smothering Morrison, but you still don't want to let him get right in close like that.
From in close, Morrison was able to crank up his hook, scoring an explosive shot for a knockdown in the opening round. And as we go into the second half of round 2, Morrison continues to swarm.
And Williams has a chance to throw shots to the body. Well, there's one, but he wasn't throwing it right into the body. Here comes Williams throwing some good head shots.
Good right by Williams. That's 2 now to the temple area of Tommy Morrison. Morrison trying to find some room on the inside. Misses wildly with a hook. And that time Williams saw it coming.
That means his head is clear. He's over that first round knockdown. I mean, he missed by a wide margin because Williams was able to pull back real quick.
Let's see if Williams is able to step to the side and get Morrison again. And Mills Lane talking to Williams about holding and hitting.
I don't know if Carl's paying much attention because he seems to be successful doing that.
Right now, I just want to stay in this fight, Mills. Big hook.
Oh, Morrison took 2 steps back. Look at the smile on Williams' face.
Said, I won that exchange. The battle of the hooks, and that time went to Carl Williams. Let's see if he tries to parlay that. That was a great exchange.
But Carl, instead of jumped on him.
I think Carl